Hello everybody, it's Julian and here we are today for another market analysis. So today will be a short one. So let's start with a bit of macro fundamentals regarding cryptocurrencies, right? A small reminder. So this week, the US government just reached $30 trillion dollars as the debt. So pretty insane figure if you compare like to the rest of the world and like the global GDP. So it's something really to have in mind. And during like 2021, I think like the debt saw like of 3-4 trillion, something like that in less than 2 years. So it's pretty insane. So that's why we have like all these like kind of inflation issues around the world and so on. And I found like this news very funny regarding Turkey, where the president fired someone that reported probably a too high inflation figure according to him. So yeah, the only way they figure out to deal with inflation. So it's pretty funny, right? And regarding like the $10 banknotes evolution through time, like in few century. So at the beginning, the thing was written is like if you want to convert your dollars against gold, that's okay. We have like one for one convertibility. Then it was more like, okay, your $10 banknote cannot be redeemed. You cannot redeem gold, but definitely it's backed by gold, right? And nowadays we only have like $10 because it's not backed by gold anymore. So this is why we are into Bitcoin, guys. We do believe that it's a very good asset in order to hedge against inflation and to have like a and to hedge against fiat currency, which either are dollar, euro, pound, and so on. So this was last week market prediction somehow. So we were expecting some kind of a bounce above $40,000. So far so good. I mean, but still waiting a more dump in the weekly time frame. So let's see how the market reacted. So this is like the main coin we are following. So you can see that in 30 days, a lot of them are still down quite a lot. But we had like a very strong bounce on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and few other cryptocurrencies. Even though like for lower altcoin, it's very difficult because like they're still very far away from Bitcoin as a recovery. Um, so let's move to the graph. So just funny fact, this week was the week of like all the earnings for tech stocks such as like Facebook, Google, Amazon, and so on. And Facebook, because like they didn't have like new customers in the last quarter, got a really badly minus 25-30%, which is very insane regarding the capitalization of the market cap of the asset. So yeah, it was the first time I saw something like that in my life. Still, all these tech company, Apple, Google, and so I'm not very bullish on this asset in a daily, weekly time frame. So I prefer to wait than entering like this asset. So SP 500. So far it went a bit the way we predicted. So a dump and then a big buyback. Now I would rather wait to see how it behaves and wait like news from the Fed regarding interest rate and so on to see if we will have like the expected drop on SP 500 in the coming weeks. So regarding Bitcoin now, so we had a very big candle about like 15% in like 2 or 3 days, which is like a very good and always better to see like green than red, right? But still, the trend is very bearish in a daily time frame. So better be careful, guys. Especially, yeah, better be careful. And a lot of people are talking about this trend line that with some kind broke. I'm not a big fan of like this kind of trend lines, but still, I think it's something watched a lot by a lot of people. So rather pay attention to it. For people who wants to, enter like Bitcoin, I would always wait some kind of a pullback at $39,000 to see how it reacts. But if we look at the weekly time frame, I'm still okay. Let's take this graph. I'm still, this kind of like bounce we were expecting above 40K to 45,000. I will see how price react over there, but I'm still thinking that we will have like some kind of like okay bounce, a bit of consolidation over there, and then more dump. In February, end of April. So for people who were like all in crypto, right? When you have like some kind of a bounce, that's the moment to balance a bit more your portfolio. Let's say you want to sell 10% of your Bitcoin, 10% of your Ethereum to take a bit of stablecoin, to hedge a bit yourself. That's very important to be ready to each scenario. And why not buying Bitcoin or some other altcoin at a more expensive price, but when you have very important confirmation like of the price, consolidation and so on. I think Ethereum is the token that bounced the more. It's very insane. For those, I'm waiting it. I'm waiting to buy perhaps a bit more at $2,800. To be honest, and the trend is still very bearish in weekly. I think we have like some kind of a relief bounce, which is good to rebalance your folio, but still, the pattern doesn't look very good. Doesn't really look very good, to be honest. So I'm not that much bullish, right? I'm more a bit like conservative, and my main goal is like to protect the folio after everything we had. If you had like a lot of orders over there past, that's very good. You already have like some kind of a good trade, so you can take some profits at, I don't know, at $3,300, stuff like that around here. But better be careful, right? Let's look at some altcoins. So BNB, it's a shame, it's a bit late. I was wanted to yesterday. I was thinking, I will shield them BNB at 400, below $400, but still now it pumped a bit, so I would rather wait. I think Solana is very bullish. All pullback can be bought a bit to sell a bit higher. But something that is very interesting in terms of pattern is really Matic. I really do like all these like kind of like W, and you see how price compress, and you have a clear trade, right? So the idea is like, for me, you have a very good risk reward, because if you enter there, you say, okay, my let's say my stop loss is okay around here, so you have like a 15% stop loss, but you can really trigger to sell Matic above $2, so it's a very good risk reward. Some kind of other altcoins show a good risk reward, but I'm not very bullish on the macro or on the fundamentals in the short term, so I would not really buy this token. Near, I was shilling it last week at $10, something like that. So we have a good trade, but I'm still in. I think I would start to sell above $15 a bit earlier than what people will when people will sell a bit to front run sellers. And then it's very difficult to say because like aside this list of coins, especially like after like Elrond, it's very difficult to say because the macro is very bad at the moment. But all above Elrond, eGold, it's very interesting, like NI, FTX, Phantom, and so on. These are only the coins that I'm interested in, to be honest. So the idea is really to look at coins that have a big lag compared to Bitcoin. So let's say you take, okay, let's NIR, on 30 days you are down 17% compared to 4% to Bitcoin. Let's accept to fill and to reduce the gap a bit with Bitcoin. Like some kind of like a mean reversion on Bitcoin against altcoin. That's, I think, the trade to play right now. It's a bit late for Bitcoin and Ethereum, except if you wait pullbacks. But still, be careful. I'm not that much bullish on the big time frame. Better be careful. So I think it's we've talked about everything. So now let's see how it behaves. If we will have like some kind of a pullback or it will keep pushing. I think this kind of candle are really made by short sellers that get liquidated, to be honest. So I'm not really looking at short too, right? A lot of people ask me if I want to short, where would I launch orders. Is very difficult to say. I would rather wait I would just like put a buy order like at 39,000 to just play the bounce, some kind of the pullback, but that's all. I think that's all for today. Thank you very much if you watched the entire video, and see you next week.